Today is May 10th, 2025. This is the Klamath River. I'm not that far below the Iron Gate Gauge, which is, I don't know if you can see, there's some wires up there, power lines. That's about where the gauge is. Not far below the hatchery and the Iron Gate Bridge. Thought I'd kind of come up today and see what everything's looking like. See kind of what the water's looking like, what things are looking like up here. This is what it's looking like downstream. I'm gonna pause, see if I can get down closer. So this is kind of what things are looking like down here. See a few bugs flying right here on the shoreline. Not sure how soft it is right here. It's kind of soft. Clarity's not too bad. You can see the riffles. I don't really smell much here. Doesn't have a bad smell. Few bugs. I don't know if you can see the one that's on this bush. But as far as bugs in the water and on the water, so far I haven't seen any in or on skimming the top. I see them kind of flying up above where there's some of the vegetation growing. But I don't really see much like over the water or on the water. So I'm gonna pause it and see if there's another area I can see. Just to give you perspective, this is kind of what it's looking like coming up out of here. See a few bees and butterflies up in this region where more of the vegetation is. It's a warm day. Gonna pause it and keep walking. And this is where that split is during high flow. It'll flow down this split right here. It's a little soft right here. This is just upstream a little bit from where I was just at. It's definitely soft here. Some clarity here. Like I said, this is like, you can kind of see the bench of sediment over there. But this would be where, when it's flowing really high, it comes down this drainage. But this isn't the normal path of the Klamath River. It's over on the other side of those trees. And I'm kind of sinking right here. It's pretty soft. So I might walk down that way, see if I can get some better shots down there. So this is another area I'm walking into. Right across from the steps. It is a little soft here. Ooh, it's really soft here. This is kind of what the water clarity is looking like. I see a couple flies here on the shoreline buzzing around. Sorry if I'm going too fast. I see some bugs flying around the bushes here. You can see that they've been eating them. Oops, sorry, I'm going the wrong way. Water's a little more murky right here. Anyways, I'm not sure if I have any more vantage points here. I'm going to pause it. So here's another spot. I'm kind of across from that step thing across. I can't really get to the water from here. That's kind of what it's looking like here. You can kind of see the water flowing through. Again, I only see like bugs and bees flying up above the river. I see a few like flying around the river. I see some birds over across the way there. But when I look out across the river, like sometimes you can see the bugs flying on top. I don't really see anything flying on top of the water. And I haven't seen anything in the water. The only place I've seen bugs is up above me, up on the shore and up on the side. So I'm going to continue my journey on down the Klamath River. I'm going to pause it till my next stop. And as a side note, in this location, you do see some fiddleneck in this area, but you don't see it as thick as it was planted up there around the footprints. So anyways, I'm off down to my next stop. This is right above the Blue Heron RV resort. This would be looking at the Klamath River as it flows downstream. This is just below the bottom side of the Blue RV or Blue Heron RV park. I would go down there, but you can't go on their sites unless you are camping there. But this is what it's looking like from the road. There's a few campers here, so I won't pan all the way up. I'm gonna head on down. I'm now below the Blue Heron RV park, and I'm right above the R Ranch. This is kind of what things are looking like right here. Like I said, everything's nice and green today with all the moisture we've had this winter. I'll be curious to see how long everything stays green. It's kind of hard to tell how clear the water is from here. But I'm gonna pause it and go on down the river. This is right below the R Ranch. There's a bunch of campers, so I really didn't want to stop and take pictures. I'm gonna pull off, there's no traffic coming. This is where it diverts and it splits. The other part of the Klamath is on the other side of those trees. When I've rafted down this before, I've come down off of this side. Sorry, I had to pause. I had to pull off the road more for a trailer going by. But I was saying, as I've rafted down this before, it was down this side that I've floated around. As it splits right up there, depending on which way the current takes you and which way you steer towards. But that splits right there and goes down off the other side. And when I say rafted, that would be on like a float tube, like an inner tube, or just a flotation device, not in an actual raft. I'm gonna pause and head on down the road. This is a better shot of that part of the river, and that would be the R Ranch that you can see all those trailers. That's part of it, but that would be looking upstream, and right up there is where it diverts. So I'm gonna pause and drive on down. This is a quick shot of where it comes back together. This would be at that man walking bridge that's been there forever. I sometimes video down there by it. This is what it's looking like from here. Like I said, from up here it's hard to tell what the water clarity is. But I'm making my way down to the Clamathon Bridge. But this is what it's looking like from here. This is at that bridge. And this is what it's looking like upstream. The way in which I just came from. Kind of hard to see downstream from here. This is what the water's looking like here. So I'm going to pause it and head on down the road. So that would be looking down towards the Clamathon Bridge. I'm making my way down there slowly. See if I can walk down here and look up the Klamath River a little bit. Lots of blackberry bushes. So that's what it's looking like upstream from the direction in which I came from. Lots of houses in this region. I'll back up. I'm sure you can hear the dog barking up on the hillside. And I believe that's where, I think that's where somebody pulls water from the Klamath to irrigate their property. Oh, I can't zoom in that far, I'm sorry, it won't let me. That's what it's looking like down the Klamath River, and that's in the direction in which I'm heading. So I'm not far above the Clamathon Bridge. I'm kind of making my way down. That is the direction in which the Klamath River flows from. You can see out there, there's like a higher bench in the middle of the river. And you can tell where there's still some trees that floated down from that high water that we had the release from the upper Klamath Lake earlier in the year. I'll pan out. You can hear some birds from up here. And that would be the river again. Sorry, there's been a lot of cars coming by right here. And I'm making my way that direction. And this is the bottom where we're at the Clamathon Bridge. So this is the end of this journey, and I'll see you on my next clip.